EDC EDC back again with a knife video. So these just dropped on DLT, and these are, well, this is the bead blasted version, but this is the Griffin Scout 2.5, and the stonewashed versions dropped on DLT. These have been out of stock for quite a while, so if you wanted to go ahead and grab one, use the link below. The channel benefits a little bit from using the link below. At the same time, I'm always straight up with you on these, and I think you'll see that in this video. By the way, this is, like I said, the bead blasted version. They have the stonewash versions. You can get this in a whole bunch of different versions. This is titanium right here on the handle, but the stonewash version comes with either, I think there's black micarta, natural micarta, green micarta. There is, I believe, brass and titanium and carbon fiber. So all sorts of different, versions that these come in, and this is an EDC fixed blade, which we'll see when we talk about the sheath and the sheath options, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Anyway, let's go ahead and do some size comparisons, because it's kind of an interesting size. I'm going to be honest with you, Taylor from Best Damn EDC says this is, one of his favorite EDC fixed blades. I just got this thing. I have not had extensive use with it. I'm only making this video. This is not a full review, just sort of an overview and first impressions. But I wanted to go ahead and get it out there because these just dropped on DLT, as I said. So size comparisons, this is the Spyderco Para 3, and this is the Benchmade Bugout. Due to the perspective here, I'm going to go ahead and swap these as well. I don't have my, I've got my old setup here. So anyway, you can see it's sort of a little bit smaller than the Para 3 and the Bugout. And here is the quiet carry waypoint as well, so you can take a look at that. So it's actually a pretty small EDC fixed blade, and I'm a big fan of EDC fixed blades that you can get all four fingers on. You can get all four fingers here. It's a little tight, and so I'm going to tell you one of my pet peeves with this right up front before I even get into the good. This, for me, I can get all four fingers on. As you can see here, I have size large gloved hands. I can get all four fingers on, but my pinky finger wants to be right here where this is, and that just doesn't work that well for me. So don't love that. Is it super uncomfortable or anything? No, it's just annoying, and I don't like to be annoyed when I'm holding a knife. But a little bit annoying. I may try adding a lanyard on here and see if that helps at all. Maybe a small bead or something. I don't think it's really going to help because, frankly, that's really the issue right here. But I'll go ahead and try some different things with this. So I should also show you guys while we were doing size comparisons. Quiet carry waypoint, Benchmade Bugout for the stock thickness, because I think it's important to see the stock thickness on EDC fixed blades, and this is the Para 3. So, all right, so back to the review. So I do like the feel of this in hand, other than that one thing. So if you have size medium gloved hands or XL gloved hands, it'll probably be a 3-finger knife for someone who's XL, and it'll be a 4 full-finger knife for somebody who has medium. If you have size large gloved hands, I would say maybe there are some other better options right off the bat. But I will say that I do like this initially. Despite that, I just would, for the price, I think there might be some other better options if you're in that large size gloved hand range. This has some pretty cool things here. It's got a nice, it's got a space for a pinch grip here, so you can sort of pinch grip, and if you wanted to go ahead and do fine detail work, you can. I actually tried tracing just to see what I could do. The tip of this on a stack of paper and tried, writing, and so I would call this actually a pen knife. It's not really a pen knife, but I basically use it as a pen just to see if I could cut out letters and things like that, and it worked great. So what that means is, that with the combination of the pinch grip and being able to put your pointer there, it gives you really, really great control of that tip. So I really like that. The edge on here does seem, the factory edge is fine. This isn't from the factory. I could tell it's still a factory edge. I can tell it hasn't been used much. This is, I should say this is a disclaimer. I got this secondhand at the recent Apostle Peace sale, but it looks pretty much like it was not really used that much, other than maybe some minor use over here. I think that's mostly bead blast finish wearing off from going in and out of the sheath, because it's not the same way you're cutting, it's this way. So unless somebody uses this stab in, which I just don't see any, tip damage that would show that, I think that's what the wear on the finish is. Now, the stonewash versions aren't going to show that type of wear. That's just something bead blast does. The handle materials on this, like I said, titanium on this version, I like quite a bit. I know that it can be a little bit heavy. The brass might be a little bit too heavy, I think. Unless you really, really like brass, I would say probably stick with the titanium if you want the feel of metal. Otherwise, I think it'll get pretty light if you use some of the micarta or carbon fiber options. I should mention the micarta options are really well priced at about $185, and I think the carbon fiber is $210, and then the brass and one of the brass and the carbon fiber is $210. I can't remember which one, and the other one is $220, and as is the titanium is also $220. So the pricing on this for an EDC fixed blade with the materials that you're using, I think is pretty good. It is, I don't believe, if I remember correctly, that these are made in the U.S., but correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. You could check the link also from DLT, but I don't think these are made in the U.S., so just a word to the wise there. And let's see. The shape on the blade here is pretty usable. I tried, like I said, I did some quick use stuff, quick testing, I should say, since I just got this thing, just to see how it performs. And the tip is pretty good. It gives you a good edge. I don't love this, an edge that doesn't have a lot of or that has too much of the belly. I like to have a straight edge. I love Warncliffes and things, and I'm okay if there's enough of a flat before it gets into the belly, but there is only a small amount of flat here. So I do feel like you may have a tendency, unless you're using this as an outdoor knife. It will have a tendency to sort of skip off of cardboard and different things for regular EDC tests. So that I don't necessarily love. Let's see. You have in the fuller here, Griffin Co. Obviously, this lightens the blade a little bit, but a fuller on a fixed blade of this size isn't really that necessary. I don't think you're losing that much weight with this, and so it's more of an aesthetic feature, but you may get gunk in there and things, so just be aware of that. The fit and finish overall on this is pretty good. One of the things that I really like on this is the sheath. The sheath itself is, so it has that pancake style sheath. There's two types of sheath. The taco folds over. The pancake is sort of like two pieces like this. Obviously, pancake sheaths can be really big, so the reason I like this sheath is because they give you lots of retention points here, and they give you grommets or whatever, so that you can attach your different, your different attachments. I haven't tried this with a Tech Lock yet, but it comes with one of these clips. You can put it over your belt if you like, or it actually hooks really well onto your pocket. Here's what I don't like about the sheath is that when this also turns here, so you can turn this around. One thing I don't like about the sheath is when you have it, so in the setup where you have it like this, right, you're gonna put the screws there. So you put it in your pocket, and then you've got to sort of stick your finger in here, and you feel that plastic every time you come in, right? And you see that, it cants to the side. You could lock it in, but you could also, have this in your pocket like this, but then it's sort of facing forward. So the truth is that I don't like this, and I took it off. I tried it on. Well, it didn't come with it on, but I tried it on, and I took it right off. So, you know, I like to use a static cord. I haven't added a static cord to this yet. I can do a separate video on that. Drop a comment below if you think if you want to see a static cord video. I'll show you how to make one. Yeah, in general, I think this is a pretty good knife. Who is it for? I think it's for somebody that wants an EDC Fixed Blade, does like EDCing a fixed blade, wants something a little bit smaller, maybe either wants, like I said, a 3-finger knife for an XL gloved hand, or a 4-finger knife for a medium gloved hand. If you have a large gloved hand, I do recommend other knives instead of this one. Just I don't like where my pinky lands, and I think a lot of people are going to have the same issue. Usually I'm okay if the pinky falls behind here or in front of here, but right when it falls right here, I don't love it. There's just other options that have better ergonomics, like in this price point, the Bradford Guardian, for example, which I also recommend, also available at DLT. So, and by the way, the Bradford Guardian 3 is probably my favorite EDC fixed blade. But it may be close with another one, which again is another video I should probably do. This one is pretty good. I think that what this is for is it's very pretty aesthetically, right? And so if you get like a brass one and you have a brass set up for, you know, and you want to take your Instagram photos and things like that, you know, this is more for that crowd, I think, than, you know, really the hard use crowd. I don't necessarily think that I would recommend this as like a hard use EDC, for example. It can be used that way, and, you know, there's no problem with it. There's just other better options. You know, several different Bark Rivers come to mind. You know, like I said, the Guardian series from Bradford. White River has several great options. The White River small game knife might be a good competitor for this. You know, so there's just a lot of different options that I think in a crowded EDC fixed blade space might be better for people who want like a hard use case. But for you know, if you love the look of this, yeah, I can recommend this knife. It's a great knife. I have no issue with it. Obviously, this is not a full review, and I can give a full recommendation, yes or no, at a later date. Just keep a lookout for that. But I did want to get a video out to you guys. You know, I know I've been rambling a little bit. I'm sort of off my game on the format. But either way, if you found this review useful, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.